There we go. All right. Welcome to Grue, and thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Yeah. First of all, I love your Captain America shield. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's a real one. It's a hard one.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really cool. So, like the first question I wanted to ask you is, growing up as a kid and a adult, like your father created like this whole film world of the Karate Kid, and
Yep.
how did that like make a uh impact on your life as both personal and film wise?
I think it impacted my way impacted my life in a very positive way. Opening me up to that world, the film world, the adventure of it, the work that it takes to be an actor and make movies. I'm very grateful for that. I think it also, has opened me up to just different experiences of life and people, and the exposure of that. Growing up in the business has its blessings, its curses, all at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. And what drew you to want to act? Like, I mean, everyone knows your dad was in it. Is that why you wanted to act, or was it something completely different?
I naturally got into acting just from growing up around it. My dad never pushed me to be an actor, neither did my mom. And it was always something that I enjoyed, entertaining people. I made movies with my little GI Joes when I was a kid. I used to take my dad's camera and make movies. I enjoyed performing in front of everybody, doing like magical theater, and this is ready abracadabra, all that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed that, and I like making people laugh a lot. I think there's a lot of enjoyment in that too. And so doing accents and telling jokes and stuff. So from a young age, I was always doing that. So I think the theater and movies and television was always kind of like inevitable for me. And then also growing up in the business, for me, I think it allowed me to really see that world without being, it's very uninhibiting for me, to be able to live in all that.
And when you first did film and television, like what was the first role you ever had?
I did first role. God, I was probably trying to think. First role. You know what? I'm gonna go and IMDb this right now. I have to double check what my first role ever was. I mean, I don't know. I feel like some people either really remember it or they don't. Or maybe they don't ever want to remember it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm trying to think. All right, let me go back here. Credits. We're going way down the line here. Let's see. Oh yeah, I remember it. No, wait, was this it? Yeah, I remember this movie. Oh yeah, this was so funny. There's a movie that I did called Ballistica that my dad was in, and I remember I was in high school when this happened. I was also a PA on the movie. I was working as a production assistant because I did do that as well. I worked on some of the movie sets. I worked my way up, and I played like some background guy, some CIA agent who gets killed or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
I also saw you actually done plays too. Like which play did you have the most fun with?
The one I had the most fun with was a play that I did here in LA. It was directed and written by Paul Storiel, and it was all about the Columbine shootings in Colorado, which was a very tragic story. And this was back in, like 2000, probably 10, and we ended up taking it to New York, and we did it off Broadway in New York, which was so amazing to be able to do that. Lived in New York for a few months doing that show. It was an incredible experience to do as a young man.
Wow. Okay. And I'm a big horror fan, and I saw one of your first roles, your early roles was in a horror movie, Axe Giant, and I
Love that
wanted
movie.
and I wanted to ask,
That movie's
like,
pretty
how
good,
much
isn't it? It was
it,
pretty fun.
yes, I actually saw it, yeah. And I remember I seen it when it first came out, and then recently, probably like about a year ago, I saw it again, watched it again. I was with friends, and
It's a
it's a
good
really good
slasher,
horror movie.
gory. It's a good gory horror movie. We got people getting split in half with
Yeah.
that, and the way I die was always a lot of fun too. I've died in a lot of movies, but that one definitely is one for the books. You know which
Yeah.
one you'd like
How
too, that you'd like a lot, is another horror movie I did called Bring Me a Dream. You could
bring
rent
me a
it.
dream.
Bring Me a Dream. You can rent it on Amazon, or I think it's just iTunes. It's called Bring Me a Dream. You can look up my name; it'll come up on there. You'd really like that one. It's a take
Oh,
on the
okay.
Sandman. It's really great.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, it's really good.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cause I seen like a couple horror films that are based on that, like are based on the story of the
Yeah.
Sandman. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing that.
Tyler Maine. You know who Tyler Maine is?
Oh yeah, he played Michael Myers in Halloween.
Yes, yes. So he plays the Sandman, and he's like 6'6" or whatever in the movie.
He's a
There's some
big
great
guy.
scenes between he and I, and it's a really fun movie. We shot that in Atlanta. That's a good one. You'll like that one.
Okay. Okay, see, you're always in films with giants. Tyler Maine's a giant, the Axe Giant.
Right. That's funny. That's right. I'm like 6'3", dude. So they got to have guys that are taller than me that are my adversaries.
That's true, you're right. And I see you also done a few films with your dad too.
Yes.
Which film with your dad did you like doing the most?
The one I like doing the most. Oh, you know what it was? It was a movie I did called D-Day, and alongside my dear friend Weston Cage. He It was a World War II film, and my dad came to visit the set one day, and I asked if we could write him in a fun piece in the story. And there was a moment where like me and this battalion like stumble upon this like bombed out farmland, and he plays like a French rebel, and we stumble upon him, and he was shot, and we have him and I have this whole beautiful exchange together. It was a movie I'm really proud of, called D-Day: Battle of Omaha Beach. Definitely check that one out too. But there was this great scene between he and I that I really, really cherished. It was a great moment.
Oh wow, that sounds really, really awesome.
Thank you. It was.
Nice. And you're in a recent film that your father is also in, and so is another person from the television series, Susan. Like you're in a movie called Taste of Love.
Yes.
And how did you wind up getting the role of Jacob?
Did you end up seeing the movie?
I Yes, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
I
I love that
recently
movie.
interviewed her, Susan. So they sent me the link for the movie,
Okay, good.
and and yeah, she was really nice. She talked about you and your father, and she said all nice things, nothing bad.
Yeah, it was really a pleasure to do that movie. We knew the producers of that, and they had already cast the wonderful actress Erin Cahill. I'm just actually chatting on the phone with 20 minutes ago. Um, and at first they were worried about the age difference. I guess I was they wanted someone a little bit older to play opposite her, and then I met her, and we had instant chemistry between her and I, and it was just, now she's one of my dearest friends. And that movie we shot in Dunedin, Florida. It was just such a fun movie to do. We enjoyed the area we were in. The people of the city were so lovely in Dunedin. We stayed at this hotel called the Fenway, which was in the movie, and it was just so much fun. Susan Gallagher was such a pleasure to work with, and that movie should be released probably within the next few months, if not towards the end of the summer. I think it might be on the Hallmark Channel, which will be great. So we're really excited about that, and it's a movie that's really near and dear to my heart.
Oh wow, okay, okay. And what did what did you love best about playing the role, about playing Jacob?
Jacob was a really strong character with a lot of heart, and I really loved his values that he had. He had a lot of self-respect, and his moral values were very high, and I appreciated that. I'd like to see myself in that same light. I always thought that Jacob was a very similar character to me, his outlook on life. But he's got there's a little bit of mysteriousness to him. You kind of don't always know what he's thinking about, which I appreciate it as well. And I just love playing Jacob. I would love to step back into his shoes again if I can.
Oh wow, okay. I I know like a lot of the film is based off of food. And are you a cook in like real life, outside of acting? Like do you like
I do
cooking?
I do enjoy cooking a lot. I love making food. It's kind of like
Oh, okay.
therapy for me to be able to just be in front of the food here and create. It's like artwork. So I do enjoy cooking a lot. I wouldn't
What
consider
kind of
myself a
dish?
chef to any extent, but I do and love cooking in the kitchen as much as I love singing in the shower.
Okay. What kind of dish do you like to make?
I love seafood. If I could make a really nice, a really nice sea bass or cod, I really love seafood a lot. That's always a really fun one to make. And then a lot of all kinds of different meals, really. And I'm a big breakfast guy. Breakfast is like I'm really good at making breakfast, eggs, pancakes, you name it. I'm like an artist with that, omelets, all that stuff.
Nice. That's that's what I like most. Like I'm more of like a French toast, pancake, eggs, bacon type person. Like I could eat eat that for dinner, but when I'm around people, they don't want that for dinner. But I could definitely eat it for dinner.
Yeah, you can always eat breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you like doing between takes, like when you know when you're waiting to be called?
There's a lot of waiting around between takes. So you're on your
Yeah.
phone or you're studying, the sides for the next day. That's always important to have, that prep work done, which is always important for yourself. And you know, I liked talking to the crew, always great chatting with the crew, other people, meeting people. It really depends on the situation where we are. If we're in the desert somewhere, I gotta like just find a cool place and just, keep my composure.
Sure, yes. And drink a lot of fluids too.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. And you also direct and produce too. Like, is that something you would love doing more?
Yes, I will. I love producing and I love directing. I've put that on the shelf a little bit just because I'm in front of the camera so much right now, but I also have several projects that I am on the producing side as well. My dad and I, we have a comic book series that we created called Prodigal Son that
I saw that.
they're also turning into a TV series. I have my own personal stuff that I want to direct at some point as well. And there's another Western that my dad and I have that we're trying to get made right now as well. And it's all about Wyatt Earp, which is it's an incredible story. So we got a lot in the works as well. And I love all aspects of filmmaking, producing, behind the camera, in front of the camera. It's editing. It's always so much fun.
Nice, nice. And I have to ask the question about the big television series that quite a few fans watch, right?
Of course.
Cob Cob Cobra Kai. You're in season 3,
Yeah.
and when I first heard that you were going to be in it, like and when you first see you on screen, like everyone thought that you were going to be playing Crease's son, and no one, like, it was like a complete like shock when everyone saw that you were playing someone different than Crease's son. And like how was it like playing David, and like how did you get into a mind frame, because he's kind of like a bully in the series?
Well, I love playing bad guys and I love playing villains, so it's something that's definitely within my wheelhouse. And so I really understood what they wanted for this character. You know, when I was in the audition room, I asked them, I was like, you know, how far do you want me to go with this guy? And they said all the way. So I went all the way with him, and you know, I think that was it. And it was awesome. It was a memory that I love. I'll never forget. And you know, Barrett Carnan, who played young Kreese opposite me, he's a fantastic actor, and it was so fun to fight with him, and you know, we became friends since then, and it's been an incredible journey, you know, to be able to step in those shoes as varsity captain David.
Yes, yes, the jock.
Yep. I always wanted to see a little more rivalry, like I don't know, maybe another flashback or something with like Kreese and got varsity captain, maybe in college or something. Like I always thought that would have been fun to kind of see that a little bit more. I think people really enjoyed going into that time frame, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Did you ever play sports in school? Like, was this
I
something
did.
you?
I played baseball, soccer, and basketball.
Oh wow, okay. So playing David was easy then, because
Yeah, yeah.
you're playing the jock.
Little bit of Jesse in there, a little bit.
There you go. Nice. And which scene did you have the most fun shooting
Uh,
when you were doing the show?
I would say the fight sequence that we had was probably, I loved every second of it, and it was just, I love doing action stuff. So that to me was so much fun. I remember even Barrett and I kept saying, like, we were during when we were doing it, we would, you know, in between different takes, we would take a break, we're out of breath, we look at each other, we would like laugh and be like, this is our job, man, beating each other up, and we're like,
Right.
we just loved it,
You know, I just realized I said Crease's son. I meant young Crease. I don't see. I'm looking at you, Martin's son. So I said Crease's son.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I
That's what
am
I meant to
technically,
say. Young Crease, not
right.
Crease's son.
That's all right.
And was there any funny or cool stories from the set when you were filming?
um I remember the writers and directors said this was the first time they'd ever directed, like, quote unquote, a period scene before, like in, like,
Okay.
because it was like 1967. It was the first time any of them had ever done anything that had gone that far back in time. So that was cool to you know, be to be in that with them. And I'm trying to think of what else. Also, like the day we filmed, my dad was in the diner watching in Video Village. So it was like this Back to the Future moment. I always say, you know, my dad watching his son beat him up, you know, 1967 in a freaking TV show was really, really cool.
Yeah. And your dad really is a black belt, right? Like he actually trains with martial arts.
Yes, yes, he did for years.
Wow. See, okay, all right. And what can you tell us about the comic book that's being turned into a TV series that you and your dad are working on?
It's called Prodigal Son. And actually, there's a Kickstarter that people can go to right now where they can get more information on it. I can give it to you right now.
Oh
It,
yeah.
if they go to bit.ly/Martin Kove, you can see all the information on the Prodigal Son page. And it's just, it's awesome. I mean, the story's amazing. I want everybody to go and experience it themselves, but this is something we're really, really passionate about, and it's a really exciting comic book story. And I play the villain in this again, and my dad plays the hero. And it's an incredible storyline of my dad's character helping this young 12-year-old boy avenge his family's death by hunting me down. My character who plays the leader of the Gray Devils, which is this outlaw gang that's horrible. And there's a lot of twists and turns in the story, so definitely check that out. And it's you can also go to, I think, my Instagram, my dad's Instagram. He's got a post on it with a link to the Kickstarter. So definitely check that out and give it a follow too, because there's a lot of giveaways we're doing, a lot of stuff like that. So definitely follow that page, because there's gonna be a lot of artwork and videos and everything that we're putting out as well.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
And you know, you were saying like that probably is going to start getting turned into a television series, like first a
Yep.
comic book and then
Yep.
the series.
Exactly.
And you and your dad are playing the roles that you're doing in the comic book.
Correct.
Oh wow, okay. So does that ever get weird? Like, you know, you're gonna have to eventually like have a fighting scene with your dad, since he's hunting you down.
Yeah, I don't know if he and I've ever had direct conflict like that in a movie. I'm trying to remember. But yes, we would do well together like that. It'd be really fun. It'd be good old Western gunfight.
Yeah, definitely. And what do you like doing during your free time when you're not acting?
I love working out, spending time with friends and family. You know, I do a lot of charity work for animal organizations, for pit bulls especially. I really love doing that. And you know, I love going to the movies, of course, and you know, I do a lot of other recreational things. I do a lot of, you know, tactical training, firearms training,
Oh,
Taryn
nice.
Butler, Taryn Tactical, stuff like that, hiking, being creative, yeah, spending time with friends and family. Love going to the movies. I always love going to the movies.
Okay. Do you own any pets? Like, do you have dogs or pets
I do.
or?
I have two pit bulls. I have two pit bulls, and I have a sleeping cat right up here.
I see.
Over down here, where is he? No, he's over there. But yeah, I got two dogs.
Nice. I got one dog, and he's a handful.
They always are, but they're full of love and just the best thing you can have.
Definitely, yes. And what kind of songs do you like? What's on your playlist?
I have everything from house to rock and roll to metal, classical, Motown, you know, AC/DC, you know, 80s rock, hair metal. I probably listen to movie soundtracks more than anything. I listen to them in the
Okay.
car when I'm working out. Movie soundtracks always let me think and process stuff and put me in a mood. And I love movie soundtracks.
Oh wow, nice. Look, I was telling you, I'm a big horror fan, and I own like so many soundtracks to horror films.
Oh, great.
Uh,
There's some great
like,
ones.
oh my god, yeah, like the music for the horror films, like the scores for some of them, and then just like there's a bunch of horror films that have you know, heavy metal music, and it's
Of
just
course.
so good. Like I love them.
It's all, most movie soundtracks are always worth listening to. They're great.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if you had to choose a karaoke song, what would be your song?
It's really hard to get it all done in one go, but it probably Lose Yourself by Eminem.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one. That you're out of breath by the time you're done with it.
Yeah, he spits those lyrics fast.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you would have to like run around the block to get your breath up for to actually do one of his songs.
Exactly. You need a lot of stamina for those songs.
Yeah, exactly. What was the last song you heard that got stuck in your head, like when you hum it all day and sing it?
Um, oh, you know, it's that song that it's actually kind of annoying. It's that song that everybody's using right now on their Instagram. It's called like Makaba or something. It's like Makaba.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I'm talking
I
about? It's
saw.
so
Yes.
freaking annoying. And if I ever meet the artist of that, I mean, no offense to them, but it's just it is on everything I see, and it's making me not like the song because it's like everywhere.
And, and you're in really, really great shape. So what do you do for your training, for your workouts and dieting?
I do a lot of different stuff. I go to Barry's boot camp in Hollywood. I train at Equinox. I train at other gyms I have friends who run different gyms. I kind of do things. I have a whole gym system in my backyard that I do. I do the Peloton bike. I try to stay as active as I can. I'm trying to keep up with Chris Hemsworth here. One day maybe I'll have a fight with him in one movie. We'll go head to head. Would be great. Or
There
work
you go.
alongside each other. But yeah, I love physical fitness. It's very important to me. It keeps me sane, keeps me focused. And obviously for overall health, it's really great. But it's a nice game to try and to perfect and work in. It's like a sanctuary for me.
Oh wow! And do you have a food you like eating, like cheat food?
A lot of cheap foods. I love ice cream. I'm a big ice cream guy. I haven't eaten a lot of it lately, but I love ice cream so much. I love peanut butter. I
Yeah.
love pizza, pasta. Pasta's, oh God, pasta is like my kryptonite. Um, and yeah, love mashed potatoes, French fries. I mean, all the good stuff.
Yeah, all the good stuff. Now, is peanut butter like? I hear a lot of people saying that like they consider peanut butter bad food, like junk food.
Well,
Like,
it depends on the ingredients. It's really high in fat. So if you eat a huge
okay,
glop of it in a big spoonful, it's like the amount of calories is huge. So it's not a super unhealthy when you have it in small portions, but
mhm,
there's a lot of good protein in there. Also, you got to make sure the ingredients where it's just peanuts and
yeah,
nothing really else. You have these peanut butters that have all this other crap in it. It's like, well, where are the peanuts?
yeah, exactly,
You know,
right.
it's like trash butter.
Yeah. And, what kind of sports do you like? Do you to watch?
Baseball's great. Obviously, football's fun. Yeah, probably baseball, football would be probably my favorite. Soccer's obviously great too. MMA is good to watch as well. That's always fun to watch.
Yeah, I love that. I'm also like a big fan of like pro rest wrestling too, like the WWE
Wrestling's
and all
great.
that.
Yeah, wrestling's great. AEW, all that stuff is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, they're going. WWE finally found a league to compete with them again.
Yeah, they're great. It's always fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. What about gaming? Are you a big fan of
Yeah, I
gaming
love
at all?
games.
Video gaming?
Love games. The problem with me is if I start a game, I like locked into it for like weeks and then I disappear. I just finished the new Harry Potter game, Harry Potter
Yeah,
Hogwarts Legacy, which was like probably became my most favorite game I've ever played. It was literally I love that game so much. I hope they make a sequel.
oh yeah, definitely. I've heard about the game. I haven't played it yet, but I definitely want to. And what about superheroes and villains? Who's your favorite villain and superhero?
Ooh, favorite superhero. I really like Captain America, obviously.
Oh,
Captain America is great.
chill.
Um, and I also love Batman. Batman is such a great character. I really love Batman. Favorite villain? Thanos is pretty great.
Yes.
Pretty
Yeah.
unbelievable. Um, yeah, I'd probably go with that right now.
All right. Okay. And I'm real big into mental
Oh,
mental
actually, Darth Vader is probably my favorite villain.
Darth. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Like Darth Vader. All he has to do is put his hand up, and you're
the
done.
version of Darth Vader in Rogue One. That's the version of Darth Vader that I love.
Definitely, yes. I'm like real big into mental health. Like I always try to help mental health and bring awareness to it. And
Right.
if someone is going through a rough patch, like what kind of advice would you give them?
I also struggle with my own stuff. Now and then I deal with certain things, the pressures of life and the business. It's natural to feel how you feel and to, have fear about certain things or whatever, and that's okay. Everything has always worked itself out in the way it's supposed to. And I guess the advice I would give is like, if you're feeling frustrated or scared or nervous, you'll overcome it. And the other way to overcome these things is to challenge those things head on. If you're afraid of something, well, walk up to that door and open that door and see why you're afraid of it, and instead of running away from it. And then you realize that it's really nothing to be afraid of.
Exactly. Yes. And is there anything coming up for you that you want to plug or talk about? Or
Yeah. I have a great new Western that's coming out called Far Haven. Also stars Bailey Chase, who's leading us in the movie. Great movie directed by Gary Wheeler, and really excited about this. It's going to come out September 3rd on the Cowboy Way channel. It's called Far Haven. If you look it up, we've got a great cast and very, very excited about this Western.
nice, nice. And where could fans follow you at?
Jesse Kove, JesseKove. That's my Twitter, my Instagram. Those are really the two most important. So definitely check those out.
So you don't dance and sing on TikTok?
Unfortunately, I didn't get into the TikTok game because I couldn't have another thing that I would lose my mind to and get sucked into, and all of a sudden my life would disappear because I'm already on my phone too much, and so
Yeah.
you can link them up or whatever. But I'm on there, but I'm just not active really on there like I am on Instagram.
Okay. There you go. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out and coming on and doing this. It was really fun meeting you and chatting.
Dude, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, and look forward to the next time. And there'll be plenty more to talk about.
Oh, definitely. Like you're welcome back anytime you want. Like you got a lot of things coming out, so I would definitely love for you to come back on again.
Well, thank you so much. I will leave you with this: don't start a fight you can't finish.
I love it. Thanks, man.
Have a good one, dude. I appreciate it. Okay.
All right. Have a good
Pleasure.
one.
Okay.
Bye.